Grandpa Bill, story time with Grandpa Bill. It's Grandpa Bill's story time. Yay! Hi, I'm Grandpa Bill. Welcome to Grandpa Bill's story time. Come on in, make yourself comfortable, and we're going to sit down and read a good book. Okay, today's book is Ben's Blanket and the Baby Jesus. Arch books. He looks like he's running. Looks like he's got a little blanket. Oh, it's written by Linda Burba, illustrated by Jack Kirshner and Herb Halpern. Okay, that's the people who made the pictures. Okay, many years ago, God chose a special lady to bear his son, his only son, in the human form of a baby. God sent his angel Gabriel to the lady, the Virgin Mary. Hail, highly favored maiden, God's child you are to carry. Oh, angel, why me? How can this be? Are you sure that I'm the one? Am I the right girl? I'm so afraid. Are you sure I'm to bear God's son? Wow. Don't be afraid, the angel said. God's spirit will come over you, and you will then expect a child. I'll tell Joseph about this too. You'll call this baby Jesus. He will reign on David's throne. He will have a kingdom with no end to call his very own. Mary humbly bowed her head, said it will be according to God's word. The angel left. Mary looked around. She alone the angel had heard. Boom, he's gone. Gabriel talked to Joseph too, said, take Mary for your wife. Take care of her and shield her and keep her from all strife. He's a carpenter. He's making things out of wood. It came to pass soon after that the Caesars made a decree. Tell all the people they must be taxed and bring the money to me. To pay this tax, each man must go to the city where he was born. Some lived so far from their hometowns that this news made them feel forlorn or sad. Like, oh boy, I gotta travel all the way back to my hometown. So to Bethlehem Joseph took Mary, the Caesar's tax to pay. They went by donkey and by foot and arrived very late one day. From inn to inn they traveled, and each posted was a sign that said, no rooms or rooms full, but a place to stay they had to find. See, no rooms. Rooms are full. No rooms. All the hotels are full. There's no room for them to sleep. So after dark, Joseph knocked on the door of the very last inn in town. May we please have a room, Mr. Innkeeper? My wife needs a bed. Don't turn us down. The innkeeper scowled, peered out the door, then softened as he saw Mary mild, who looked so tired and weary and ready to have her new child. She's going to have a baby. Wake up, Ben, the innkeeper shouted to his son who was sound asleep. Spread new hay for the bed in the stable for this lady. Make it soft and deep. Ben jumped out of the bed in a flurry. He was only a boy 5 years old, but he loved to do good and help others, and always quickly did as he was told. Soon Mary and Joseph were settled in that innkeeper's barn of soft hay. There were no empty rooms in Bethlehem, so in the stable they were glad to stay. Then something wonderful happened. Mary's beautiful baby was born. She knew he was God's son, Jesus. In swaddling clothes she kept him warm. Aww. And in that country shepherds were watching the flock by night. The angel of the Lord shone around them. They huddled together in fright. Be not afraid, sang the angel. I bring you news of great joy. For now is born in Bethlehem city God's son, a sweet baby boy. And if you go to see him, I'll tell you what you'll find. A baby wrapped in swaddling clothes in a manger beside his mother, who's so kind. Now while these shepherds sought Jesus, Ben heard his folks talking about the babe. He asked, can I see him too? His mother said, yes, his bed you made. See, there was no room, so they had to sleep in the barn with the animals. Ben ran out the back through the darkness and peeked into the low stable door, saw tiny Jesus in the cold, rough manger, and then wanted to cover him more. He thought of his own baby blanket he had hidden in his little bed. He knew it was too big for it. He was too big for it. I'll give it to Jesus, he said. Oh, he had a good thought, huh? Let's give the blanket to the baby. Now to Ben, his blanket was special. When a baby, he held it at night, but lately his friends called him Baby when they saw him hold it so tight. Who's heard of a big boy of 5 holding a blanket, they'd say. So Ben took his blanket and hid it. He didn't want to throw it away. Aw, did you ever have a special blanket when you were little? I know I did. But when Ben saw the sweet little Jesus, wrapped only in clothes of the poor, I'm grown up now. I do like my blanket, he said, but baby Jesus needs it more. So Ben ran back to his bedroom, took his blanket from his hiding place, ran back to the stable and gave it to Mary, who said, let's tuck it around his face. Aw, what a good boy. He's sharing, huh? She ever so gently put Ben's blanket under the sweet baby's head. It was soft and warm and cuddly. Now the manger was a comfortable bed. Ben watched as baby Jesus move slightly, then excitedly said to Mary, did you see? What, Ben? Mary asked quietly. Ben whispered, he smiled at me. Aw, the baby's happy. He's nice and warm with the blanket. Now Jesus is grown and lives in heaven, where he's gone to prepare us a place. Now we give him our hearts, not blankets, and he has for us a smile on his face. Aw, what a nice story about this boy saw that the baby needed a blanket, so he gave up his very special blanket to help the baby. Ben's blanket and the baby Jesus. Thank you for sharing this book with me today. Come back again for more stories with Grandpa Bill. Goodbye.